People across America are now threatening to go steal from grocery stores if they do not get their EBT starting in November. People like this gentleman here said, I refuse to work for anybody. The US taxpayers work for me. They need to help me feed my kids, and he needs his EBT. This man also said to watch out if you go to any of the Walmarts near him because he will be going into there very mad and taking everything he can. And this woman here even warns everybody to start locking your car doors. If you end up leaving your house unlocked at night or your car's unlocked at night, she said people that do not get EBT will be stealing cars.
So because food stamps might get cut off, you've got people on this app getting hundreds of thousands of likes saying that they're just gonna steal the food instead.
What do you think happens when people get hungry? They fight for food.
Imagine being so entitled that you think that just because the government stops giving you free stuff, you're now entitled to steal it.
If you work 40 hours a week, but still can't afford a meal after you pay for rent, housing, or other essential items, then I think stealing the food is only a natural response.
A lot of y'all should have been cut off a long time ago.
You are saying that you want people to starve to death because they don't work hard enough for you. Meanwhile, the majority of people on SNAP benefits work 40 hours a week and still can't afford to live. So you're asking people that are hard workers, that do contribute to society, that still can't afford a meal 3 times a day to stop doing that? You think they deserve to starve?
To the people who are saying they're going to start stealing the food if their food stamps don't hit for November, I can't even say I blame you. I have a family. I have people I have to take care of. Part of me gets it. All I have to say to you is to the people saying they're going to be coming up taking people's carts out of the parking lot, you better choose wisely. Your kids could end up in foster care. That's all I'm going to say.
So a Walmart employee made a video today, and he really works at Walmart, guys. He's really a Walmart employee. He even showed himself at Walmart and showed footage. He actually showed footage today of people going inside of Walmart on this October 17th, Saturday, 2025, rioting, running out of Walmart with baskets of groceries, knocking people down. They said the police was everywhere, man. And I'm hearing that this is due to the SNAP benefits getting cut off. Now, if this is actually happening in the month of October, we're not even in a month of November where Thanksgiving starts at. So if this is really happening in October, I cannot wait to see what the month of November is going to look like as it edges closer to Thanksgiving. Even though Thanksgiving is towards the end of the month next month, and you already got riots going on in Walmart, I don't know, man. This could end up really bad. The decisions to shut the government down, and not just to shut the government down, but to actually have all these people scared and in hysteria thinking that they may not get their SNAP benefits. Them kids need that WIC. They need that milk. These people need those food stamps to fill their refrigerators and their pantries up. Now, I do know a lot of people do abuse the system, but there are some legit people out here who do not abuse the system, man. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of this riot at Walmart. You guys can actually look it up. Just type in riot at Walmart. It's going on. The guy actually showed clips of what was going on inside Walmart. And I know people could Photoshop stuff, but you can't Photoshop a video like that. He said that it was horrible. He said it was so horrible that he ended up going home early because they had them in the parking lot cleaning up stuff out the parking lot, bags of chips that was all over the ground, packs of meat that was all over the ground from people running to their cars. They said one truck pulled up. They dumped a bunch of stuff in the back of the truck while being chased by loss prevention, and the truck sped off and hit a tree or something. It's getting bad, man.
Family, many Americans are now threatening to steal from Walmart and other stores in case they do not get, their food stamps for the month of November. They are saying they have a lot of pressure, even after working 40 hours, in a week, they still cannot be able to afford to feed their families. They are saying life is very, very expensive. And if the government does not offer the food stamps for the month of November, they shall resort to stealing. They are saying that they are getting pressure, they have children to feed, and we've started seeing some people already stealing from stores. And they are saying they will continue doing that if they do not get support from the government. Family, we are seeing some people question them, saying that they feel entitled, of government support, but they say that they shall continue with their agenda if they do not get any food stamps. Family, in the month of November, expect a lot of chaos in America, because a lot of these people are threatening right now that they need support. If they do not get any support, they shall proceed with stealing. A lot of pressure is mounting, and everyone is looking up to November 1st. Businesses are looking to close up because they are afraid that their stores may be broken into, and goods stolen. So family, I want you to watch this video all the way to the end, as many Americans express their frustrations, of not getting food stamps for the month of November. Let's watch the video, then we'll be right back.
People were saying Walmart is going to be the #1 enemy this year for Thanksgiving. They saying that Walmart is going to be the #1 enemy. You don't believe me? Type in the search engine of what people are saying about Walmart. As you guys know, Walmart is the biggest store giant. Every state don't have a HEB or a Kroger's, but every state has a Walmart. And due to this government shutdown, people benefits being denied, the rumors that people won't be getting all of their benefits for the month of November. People are saying that they're gonna be inside Walmart, emptying them shelves out without actually paying for those items. Do I believe that that's possible? I believe that people will do that. But what people are messing up at is they're making videos saying what they're gonna do around Thanksgiving time when it comes to Walmart. Now, all you doing is just basically, you're letting Walmart know to tighten up on their security. Those use scans, they're gonna have security tighten up so much. But you know what? If people are not gonna get their benefits, it's not gonna matter about security. No one's gonna be inside Walmart shopping, buying anything for Thanksgiving. Do you guys know how much food that they're gonna have to mark down? You think about this, man. Billions of dollars in food stamps are spent every single month at these grocery stores. That's the reason why when you go in there around the first of the month, you see all those fresh produce items, fresh fruits, vegetables. The meat look really nice and, pretty with the little food coloring on it. I'm telling you, a lot of food is gonna get thrown away from these stores. They said that the pantries, the shelter food pantries, are running empty. I don't know, man. What do you guys think about people saying that they're gonna be at Walmart stealing and doing all kind of crazy stuff around Thanksgiving time? People are desperate, man. Even before this government shutdown happened, people are already out here struggling. We all know the months with the R's in them are the cold months, but the most 2 months of the year with the R's in them that people stress the most over is the month of November and the month of December, because those 2 months people are trying to figure out how to rob Peter so they can continue paying Paul. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about this Walmart being under attack situation, man. Thanks for watching.
I am walking through the grocery store right now, and I thought it would be a good time to tell you guys about how on November 1st, if they stop SNAP benefits, how it's going to affect you, whether you're on food stamps or not. So the USDA has come out and made a statement that because of the government shutdown on November 1st, they are going to have insufficient funds to put towards the SNAP program. So what this means is that 42 million Americans will not have their food stamps starting November 1st. Let's put this into a little bit of perspective. On November 1st, there are going to be 42 million people that cannot afford to go to the grocery store and buy food, right? Grocery stores are going to lose millions of dollars. By the way, I just bought vanilla extract and milk. It cost me $16.57. Wow. When 42 million people are not spending their money at the grocery store because they're having to go to soup kitchens or, food pantries, who's going to lose money? And do we think they're just going to be okay with that? Of course not. They can't cut into their bottom line, so what are they going to do? They're going to jack up the prices. They're going to lay people off. They're going to cut people's hours. They're going to not order as many shipments of food. Who brings the food to the grocery stores? Truck drivers? They're not going to have the loads that they did before because the demand is down. Where do the trucks get the products? At distribution centers? So distribution centers won't need the same amount of workers. They won't need people there every day. They'll probably let people go home early, stay home, maybe lay people off. What about the farmers that have all this food to move and nowhere to send it? So they're just going to be sitting on stockpiles of food, a lot of it perishable, that has nowhere to go. This is going to be a massive ripple that goes out and affects multiple people across multiple facets of this chain. Because the people at the top are not going to lose money. They're going to make sure of that. And how many times has something gone up and then come back down when things got better? That doesn't happen. So when those grocery prices go up 1, 2, 3%, they're already up 3% this year. When they go up even more, they're going to stay there. They're not going to bring them back down when everything settles. So we remember when the grocery prices went up the first time. That would have been when all the minimum wages went up because they said we need to pay people more so that they can actually afford to live. And as we suspected, that was reflected in the increase in grocery prices. Really, food prices across the board. Also, just for reference, I looked it up. In 2024, the average SNAP benefit per person was $187. I don't know if you've been to a grocery store in the last year. $187 doesn't go very far. But that was $187 that was getting spent at the grocery store that is no longer going to be getting spent there for 42 million people. The more you know, the more you grow.
We're just going to play a little numbers game here because 41.7 million people receive SNAP benefits. So I understand that you're saying the Walmarts have been being looted in the last few days for food because the people were saying that they know they're not getting their benefits coming. I can tell you right now that if I was on SNAP, I would be panicked, thinking that in the next few weeks, I will not be able to get food for my children. And I'm not in this situation to say what I would or would not do, but I can tell you that nothing would be off the table in order for me to feed my children. As far as many resources being available for people to get food, I think that right now there are resources for people to get food. But if 41.7 million people, now you're talking about people, so that's one, they're not counting like children on those, I'm pretty sure. So like if I received SNAP benefits for my family, would I be counted as one? Or I have a family of 5, would I be counted as 5? I'm not sure. But if 41.7 million people all of a sudden do not have access to being able to purchase food, do you think that those resources will still be so bountiful and so available? Because I don't believe they will.
Let me tell you guys something. This is just a friendly reminder. After November 1st, people hear me and hear me clear. If you work in retail of any kind, okay, not just grocery, electronics, clothes, shoes, any retail, don't you stop them people from going out that door. That company is not worth your life. They will not be at your funeral, God forbid if something was to happen to you. They not gonna send your family no money to help pay for nothing. And they not gonna send no flowers of your remembrance of the company. Okay? This is some medieval times that we're living in. Last days, call it what you want. These people who are losing their jobs, getting laid off, not being able to find work, food stamps cut, Social Security cut, everything is cut off but the rent and mortgage. Don't you put yourself in a dangerous position because your company said, stop them, stop them. No, you let them know you stop them. I'm going to slide up on out y'all way so you can go ahead and do what y'all need to do. Make it back home to y'all families safely. Don't be trying to be nobody's hero. You want to be a hero for your family and make sure they're able to see you another day.
You want to know what entitlement in America looks like?
I honestly find it mind-boggling that a woman would come onto this app, post a video, and say that if her food stamps don't go through for November, she was going to start going into the grocery stores, filling up her cart, acting like she's checking out, put all her stuff in bags, and steal the food, and just walk out with the cart. What kind of a loser do you have to be to do that?
This loser.
Like, you don't want to work harder for your kids so your kids have what they need? You don't want to go get a job or a second job or whatever so your kids have what they need?
I know, right? That person has found new purpose in life by, well, just shaming anybody who's ever had to accept some help from society. Call it SNAP, call it WIC, call it whatever you want. Some people need help, and that's what societies do in the 21st century. They help. And she talks about how she's worked 2 and 3 jobs. Well, a lot of these folks that are accepting help from SNAP and from WIC and other resources work more than that. What's amazing to me is that this person isn't looking inward and being grateful for what she's made and what she's been able to do in life. She's looking outward and criticizing others. I know that's the new brand of this administration, but we are better than that.
I heard that they was looting stores because people not getting their food stamps next month. And I just want to say, if I am in line to pay for my groceries and people start looting, I'm going with them. Because 1, this is a huge inconvenience for your customer. Number 2, you worried about the wrong person.
Family, many MAGA voters who actually voted for Donald Trump during the elections are now regretting voting for him, because in a while, for the first time, they shall not be getting their food stamps for the month of November. Usually November is a Thanksgiving month, and many a times, many Americans come together and share a meal, in celebration as they give thanks. But at the same time, there's a lot of pressure looking forward to November because many businesses are afraid that their stores will be stolen from. Right now, we are seeing many Americans, it has become actually a trend. Many Americans are taking it to their social media platforms, threatening the government that if they do not get support, if they do not get their usual food stamps, that would mean they'll have to steal to eat. They are saying they'll not wait to starve. Many of them are saying they are working tirelessly. They are working more than 40 hours in a week to ensure that they can sustain their lives, that they can pay other bills, as the government helps them, with food stamps. Family, many Americans, many average Americans, once they pay their rent and other services in a month, they cannot be able to afford to pay for what they eat. So most of them are threatening. If the government cannot support them, then they shall have to steal. They do not have any other option because they shall not wait and see themselves starve to death. The only option they have, is stealing. And family, we are seeing other MAGAs questioning, people asking them why they need to steal and why they feel entitled, of government support. Family, the entitlement comes, because many people are sure that if the government that does not support them, they cannot be able to put food on their tables, for their children to eat. And the pressure is mounting right now very, very much. We've seen attempts already of people trying to steal from supermarkets. There's a video trending of a lady who went to the supermarket without money and told them that she must leave with the food, outside that store. I must live with the food outside this store in as much as I do not have money. Family, these are scenes that we are experiencing right now in America. And family, it could be worse after 1st November. We do not know what will be happening after 1st November. But what I know is the fact that there will be a lot of chaos because any stores that would want to be broken down will be met with resistance. Many people will be arrested in the process, for trespassing and stealing other people's property. America will be in intense chaos, and I really, really do not know what will happen. I really wish that the government could help this group of people, because more than 42 million Americans fully depend on food stamps, and the majority are not people that you'd assume that are not working. Many of these folks, have their jobs, but family, their jobs cannot be able to feed them and pay any other bill they need to pay for the month. Family, this just shows you how life is expensive in America today. Family, this all thanks to people who voted for fascism, people who voted for color. Many white folks actually voted for Donald Trump because of the color of his skin, not the ideologies he upholded. And this is the biggest problem that happened to America. Right now, we are seeing people struggle with food stamps. It will be all chaotic. Some people may lose their lives in the process, because using force to steal could lead, to people retaliating. And this could bring more losses than actually good. Family, pressure is mounting. Everyone is waiting to see what will happen in November 1st. The one thing that I know is that after November 1st, there'll be a lot of chaos in America. A lot of chaos that you all did not expect coming, because nobody will sit around and see their stores being stolen from. Police officers would proceed to arrest people who are stealing, while some people who are not able to steal will starve to death because they do not have food to eat. People who actually depend fully on the food stamps. Family, this is a crazy time, and this is a time that now America is experiencing God's divine punishment. Some people would see it from an open eye, but when you look at it spiritually, you'd notice that there is something really, really, deep about the situation right now in America. The situation right now in America, with no food stamps, no federal support, from the government, with the government shutting down, these all, punishment. When you'd ask me, white America is being punished for whatever they've been doing over the years to marginalized groups in America. Family, this has come, at a time when everyone is affected, including the white folks themselves. White people who actually voted for Donald Trump overwhelmingly, including the farmers, the white farmers who are struggling each and every day asking for support from the government. Family, things are going crazy and crazy as days goes by. After November 1st, many retail shops, are looking to close for their safety. Many of them would be afraid to even open their stores. They are afraid that their goods would be stolen from their shops. Many people who actually are complaining right now work more than 40 hours a week and still can't be able to afford a meal and offset, other monthly bills. Stealing food is a natural response, according to many people. Many folks would rather steal than see their lives, finish, than see them losing their own lives because they do not have food to eat. The natural response that comes, to a human being who lacks food, is stealing. Majority of the SNAP benefit holders work 40 hours, just like I've mentioned, and still cannot afford food. This just shows you the pressure that is mounting right now in America. All eyes are on November 1st, and everyone is waiting to see the reaction after it's been trending online about stealing, in November. Family, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the now trendy topic about people stealing in November 1st after they've confirmed they are no more food stamps. Family, I'd really, really appreciate if you comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like the video so that it can be recommended to other YouTube users, and I'd be very grateful. Lastly, I'd really appreciate if you all do consider subscribing to the channel. We are currently on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Thank you very, very much, and see you all in our next episode. Goodbye for now.